Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Boucher and Puffles! I hope you had a nice first morning without school today, and if you got dressed like me and Puffles, give yourselves a pat on the back. It's very important to still get dressed even though you're not going outside. Another thing that we said was important in your 5 top tips video was to create a timetable to help you organise your day. Now your grown-up can help you with that, but then I thought what would be really useful if you're following a timetable? Telling the time. Exactly. So we thought that would be a good first lesson. So, telling the time, using an analog clock to start with. This is an analog clock face. The numbers around the clock face are hours. There are 12 hours marked on the clock. The lines around the edge are minutes. There are 60 minutes marked on the clock. This is because there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. We now know that 60 minutes are on the clock. There are 5 minutes from 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and so on. Can you count with me in 5s around the clock, Puffles? Yeah. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Did you count with Puffles as well? Telling the time. The small hand points to the hours. It's the small hand, the shorter hand. And we call this the hour hand because it points to the hours. That's right. The big hand points to the minutes. That's the longer hand. The longer hand, the minute hand, moves faster than the hour hand because there are 60 whole minutes in 1 hour. Do you know what the other hand is that isn't on my presentation but is on some clocks, and it moves every second? What might that hand be called? Have a think. When the big hand points to the 12 at the top, the time is o'clock. Now, before you can tell the time, it's really useful to know some fractions. So a helpful fraction when telling the time is quarters. If we were to slice the clock into 4 equal sections, we would have 4 quarters. Each quarter represents a 15-minute section because here we have 5, 10, 15 minutes. Again, counting in 5s, really useful when telling the time. Now, I like to learn fractions by looking at pizza, mainly because we love pizza, don't we, Puffles? Ooh, yes, yummy pizza. So 1 quarter can be written as 1 over 4 because it's 1 part out of 4. Okay, just like on our clock face. There we go. 4 parts, 1 part is 1 quarter. When the big hand, what was that hand called again, the big hand, Puffles? The minute hand, that's right. When the minute hand moves from the 12 to the 3, it is a quarter past the hour because it's gone a quarter of the way round the clock. This is because the big hand has moved a quarter of the way round the clock. When the big hand moves from the 12 all the way down to the 6, it is half past the hour. What do you notice about the way the clock is shaded now that it's half past? What do you notice, Puffles? Ooh, half the clock is shaded, like you've cut it in half. And a half we write 1 over 2 because 1 part out of 2 parts is shaded. So this is half past. When the big hand, the minute hand, that's right, moves from the 6 to the 9, we've now got quarter to the next hour because there's only 1 quarter left before it's the next o'clock. This is because the big hand only has a quarter of the clock face to move to get to the next o'clock. That's right. Digital clock. Now, a lot of times you won't see an analog clock anymore. You'll see a digital clock, which can also be used to tell the time. This is a digital clock. The hours are to the left of the colon The minutes are to the right of the colon. You can see this on mobile phones, microwaves, computers. Sometimes you can get watches with digital faces. Yeah. Now in my classroom, I have these little stickers around my clock to help the children tell the time. So 5 past, 10 past, quarter past, 20 past, and I've put these ones in purple because P is for purple and P is for past. So when it's purple, you know it's past the hour. Of course, we've got o'clock at the top, and then it's blue for 2. 25 minutes to, 22, quarter to, 10 to, and 5 to. So, just to help at home, I'm going to put a picture of these on my page so you can print them out and stick them to your clock at home to help you tell the time. Do you think that will help, Puffles? I hope so. It helps me tell the time. Yeah. Well, I hope you learned from that, everyone, and I hope you practice telling the time at home, and I hope it helps you stick to your timetables. See you soon. Bye!